So, Scorpius is getting a new variant for 3.18, the Scorpius Ant-Man Quantumania, which without realizing actually leaked in November of 2022 during IAE. It was supposed to have a quantum snare, quantum dampener, and an EMP. So it's supposed to be able to pull ships out of quantum, stop them from going back into quantum, and potentially shut their engines down. But there's news now that maybe it's not going to have all of that ability. And if we're changing things, then since I kind of found it, then I get to make some changes too. Let's talk about it. So within the game files of 3.18, the PTU, the new Scorpius was described as such. The Tidelock quantum enforcement device was internally designed by Robert Space Industries, specifically for the Scorpius Ant-Man. The carefully crafted design contains both a quantum snare for pulling crafts out of quantum travel and a quantum dampener for preventing quantum drive activation. But the new description in the game files reads as such: internally designed by Robert Space Industries for the Scorpius Ant-Man. A carefully crafted Tidelock quantum dampener generates a field that prevents quantum drive activation. End description. So you'll notice there, they've pulled the snare part out of the description. So the part that actually pulls the ship out of quantum, which is the trademark ability of the RSI Mantis. Now, a lot of people were talking about that the Ant-Man was just going to be way too powerful anyway, since it was just going to destroy the Mantis, since the Mantis doesn't really have any weapons to, defend itself or play an active part other than this one role of pulling ships out of quantum and blocking them from going back into quantum. So everyone was pretty, up in arms that this was just absolute kind of way too OP, just far too strong. And yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that, but it also feels like a lot of ships these days are becoming more and more powerful, because as we kind of open up the universe, we're going to get a lot bigger, and there's going to be a lot of different mixtures of ships. And I imagine a lot of new ships are going to become more powerful, and to take down those more powerful ships, you're going to need other powerful tools like this as well. Instead of nerfing something like this, I think it makes far more sense to buff other ships like the Mantis a bit more. The thing about the Ant-Man as well is that it's still a two-seater craft. They removed the turret in the back, but since it's still a two-seater craft, it looks like the co-pilot would be the one activating the quantum enforcement device and the EMP. And to be honest, if the roles were split up like that, that's just kind of ridiculous. Like, the reason why I was interested in the Ant-Man was that, well, I play a lot of this game solo and I like the Scorpius, but I can't really get much power out of it if I'm just flying alone all the time. The weapons have a really bad cross section, meaning that all the 4 weapons on the wings are far, far, far on the tips. So to get those to kind of converge and hit your target, they kind of have to be really far away while you're firing at them, which makes it not the best. And to be honest, if they remove the quantum snare out of it, we're really just looking at a Cuddy Blue, but not as good. So it went from being OP to not so OP. Like, if you take the quantum snare out of it, it has the same amount of weapon hard points. It has 4 size 2 gimbals, the same as Cuddy Blue, except the Cuddy Blue has more missiles. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missile racks with 4 size 2 missiles on each, which is more than the Scorpius has. And you can, the Cuddy Blue still has its turret with 2 size 3 weapons on it as well. So if you do have another person, they can be on those turrets, and you don't need a second player to activate its quantum snare ability. It doesn't have an EMP, but as state of the game at the moment, EMP is kind of useless, to be honest, compared to just using distortion weapons. And you can also get up and walk around. You have storage in your Cuddy Blue. You can keep a vehicle in the back of the Cuddy Blue. You can have gun racks and all that sort of thing. You can, when they've got bounty hunting properly in the game, got all those cool storage pods and everything. And it'll be a whole lot cheaper as well. So by taking out the quantum snare from it, you're really just turning it into a not as good Cutlass Blue, to be honest. So if we're just making changes to the Ant-Man all of a sudden or willy-nilly, then I think I should get to make some changes too, since I actually found out that they were making a new Scorpius last year during IAE, because they accidentally posted the description for the Ant-Man instead of the regular Scorpius description on its sale page, and I screenshotted it and posted it to Spectrum, and surprisingly never got a response from CIG about it. I thought initially, I'm like, oh, this looks like a mistake. They must have used it from a different ship. And then looking at it, I'm like, wait, there's no other ship that is described like this. Like, this is a completely unique. I thought it must have been like old, how it was like initially pitched or something, but I went back and looked at it and there was nothing that was written like that. And looking at that stuff now as well, it bodes pretty badly for the quantum snare at this point, because it actually doesn't say anything about having a snare in this description as well. It just says stop your targets from escaping powerful EMP generator and quantum jammer. It never said anything about a quantum snare in the description that I found back during IAE. So look, if we're changing things, might I recommend, if you're removing a quantum snare, don't give the pilot in the back seat, don't make them the only person that can activate these controls. That's going to be stupid as hell if you do that, all right? That's dumb. Let the pilot control those. And the Scorpius Ant-Man Quantumania is a stupid name, okay? If we're all just coming up with things willy-nilly that don't have anything to do with anything, then we might as well call it what I decided to call it, which is the Scorpius Riddy Tooty, stop what you're doing, because I'm gonna shoot you. And as its founder and biological father, what I say is law. So, you know, we're just changing things. Let's go with that one. Anyway, this was just a bit of a rant. I'll be back soon with some more content. Thanks for hanging out. Also, thanks for what the hell? My subscriber count has just skyrocketed recently. You guys are nuts. Thank you so much for following and commenting and everything. You guys have been great. All right. My name's Dead Leader. I'll see you out in the verse. Riddy Tooty, stop what you're doing, because I'm gonna shoot you.